Well, good Wednesday morning. It's Big Kenny Pastor preaching JoJo, and you have tuned into the hall. Guess what? It's time to get it on. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's get it. Yeah. Let's do
No,
this.
that was solid, kid.
Oh, did we record that? You better hit that applause. That was amazing. That was the best thing in media that's ever been done.
I want you to know.
Welcome to the show, y'all.
He's been practicing that all week.
I have been timing that. Hey, the whole time you were going for the lights, I was like, I gotta get
That has
this,
to be
man.
it. That's the intro from here on out.
It's got. Let's get it.
Yes.
So, how y'all's week been? Let's get that.
Man,
I've
it's
had
been good.
I've had a great week. Yeah.
JoJo,
Yeah.
tell us about your week,
Yeah,
baby.
or your
Man.
weekend at least.
Yeah, I was gonna say. So we did a big RV show at the fairgrounds, the State Farm.
JoJo, tell them where you work.
I work at Blue Compass, so if you need an RV, come check me out.
Boom.
Boom.
Fastest growing RV company in the history.
We just did you a plug for free, baby.
In the history
In the
of
history.
just the world.
The world.
Yeah, man.
It's a fact. No,
RV's been around for a long time.
RV, but they growing quick. They done put some fertilizer on that motherfucker.
God said, "Let there be RV."
So, Joe, what kind of money did you make this weekend?
I haven't tallied it up yet because we've still got another show coming up this next weekend at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Come check us out again.
So go see JoJo, get an autograph because we know y'all love the show, listening to the show. JoJo, that was one of your commitments this year, though. You said, man, you was focused on your business. You was all about your business, and your business is running.
Yep.
I love it.
Yeah, that's nice.
I got to turn me down just a little bit.
Turn you down a little bit there.
Yeah, there you go. Y'all ready?
All right, all right.
Jake, what about you? How was your week?
Man, it's been good. Had it, the snow. Able to play in the snow, sled,
Yeah.
all the things.
Did you eat any yellow snow?
Nope.
I didn't either, man.
Nope. I didn't make a snowman either.
Did you hit one of your kids with a snowball
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
in the face?
For sure.
Yeah, Matthew.
1000%.
There's no way River wasn't crying by the end of that.
No, man.
No,
Well,
but she enjoyed it. She would start it, but she wouldn't want to finish it.
I got you. You sound like Matthew. Matthew took my grandchildren. I'm going to whip him when I see him today. He basically made them wear no socks and no gloves and then spun them around in the snow to see how long they could last.
Okay, that's kind of crazy.
It was kind of rough, man. It was kind of like torture. You know what I'm
But
saying?
he has sons and daughters.
He has sons, and it was cool.
So it's a little different.
That's true, man. I think the girls outlasted the boy, though.
Yeah.
Sorry, Bubby.
Well, that's probably true.
But man, had a good week too. Like I said, the snow kind of messed the schedule up at work, but that's all right. It's all good. God's good. Hey, yesterday had a good day at church. Pastor Nick, if you're listening, good message yesterday.
Great job.
Appreciate it, man. You did a really good job. We're gonna give you one. Might be the last one you get. But anyways.
What does that mean?
Hey, man, applause. You know what I'm saying? It's hard out here for a preacher. You know what I mean? So, hey, let's jump over into college playoffs. What y'all thinking?
Ohio State has it.
Yeah, I think it's played out just like we predicted.
Yep.
Man, I think so too. Notre Dame beating Penn State. I thought that was a good story. Marcus Freeman, absolutely great coach. Love the hype.
Yeah, I like it.
Left tackle's going to be out for Notre Dame, though. That's going to be a big void there.
Yeah.
I'm thinking right guard, maybe I heard too. I just don't think Notre Dame has the firepower to run with Ohio State. I mean, this team has clicked.
Yeah, they're doing something right now.
Yeah, they're doing something. I don't know if they were just, sandbagging the beginning of the year or just, letting people think they wasn't very good again. But ever since the playoff clock hit, this team has been another team. I mean, I don't think nobody can run with them in the country.
No, I don't think
Nobody.
so. And if you watch the game, I just want to bring up, I thought it was a really cool story. I don't remember his first name, but Sawyer, that
Yeah,
DN
dude.
that
Yes,
made
sir.
the huge play at the end.
Yes, sir.
The fact that him and Texas's quarterback were
Yeah.
really good friends at one point.
Yeah.
And even after the quarterback's walking off, he hits him on the chest and he made a little comment to him that they were both smiling and laughing. I thought that was cool.
Man, a lot of respect there. And the dude Sawyer, man, he is a beast. 98-yard touchdown return. I mean, I think it broke a record or something like
really?
that. Yeah, it did. But, man, Ohio State, Notre Dame, they'll hook it up on Monday, January the 20th at 6:30. What y'all think the over and under is on that game?
Score-wise total,
Score-wise total?
I feel like it's going to be a high-scoring game. I say over 60.
Over 60?
Yeah. No, their injury report, sorry, because I'm looking at this.
Yeah.
They're a tad depleted.
They're banged up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're banged
No,
up.
it's going to be a high-scoring game.
I think so, too. I think Ohio State scored, 108 in the playoffs? I mean, they scored 42, 40-something, 28.
45? Was
yeah.
it 45?
Yeah, I mean, they're on fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if there's an on fire mode, they've hit it.
Yeah. Well, is it true that if we had the 4-team playoff
Yeah.
format, that Ohio State nor Notre Dame would have made
They
it?
would have not made it.
Yeah.
That's the good thing about the 12. I will say that I like because it has give more parity and more chances
Yeah.
to some teams that would be on the
Which
outside.
obviously neither would have Tennessee.
Right. That's correct.
But like
that's correct.
Boise State, all them, yeah.
So question for you, and it's not on the list today, but Alabama, Kalen DeBoer, do you think his job is in jeopardy this year? If they go 9-3 again, what I'm saying is this next season, if he goes 9-3, is he out at Alabama?
I think Alabama is held to such a high priority
Yeah.
that your timeline at a school like that is so much less than anywhere else.
Yeah.
If you
Yeah.
go 2 seasons without at least one loss, then yeah.
But you got to give him 2 seasons because he's navigating the new NIL
Yeah. Well, I mean, my thing is though,
and transfer portal.
Again, I think we've talked about this already. Is with the NIL though, it has changed the game because it is state regulated, not federally regulated. So Alabama, they're saying now, is at a very big disadvantage the way the boosters and stuff can operate. So I'm thinking, man, they're probably going to be closer to an average SEC team now than what we've ever seen before because
100%.
they were just so far ahead.
100%.
You know. So speaking of which, we're going to go into the NFL playoffs. Is this, you just said, you can't
Eagles.
fire somebody after 1 year. What about Mayo being fired and Vrabel taking the job? I think that was a setup job. I think that Mayo was just the guy to hold the spot for Vrabel this year. I think that's been in the works the whole time, but I'm a conspiracy theorist. What y'all think?
I mean, I think that Vrabel's a better coach.
He's solid. He's got the
so-
experience, man.
You know what I'm saying? And they didn't do too good. But Drake May, I think you can do something with him.
I think you can too. I think though, watching yesterday or the playoffs, I think that Bo Nix is a true baller. I think
yeah.
Bo Nix is your
yeah.
next big superstar in the NFL as far as quarterback goes.
I don't want to say that this year because you've seen so many times that
Sophomore slump.
that a rookie quarterback comes in and plays like he's supposed to,
Yeah.
and then you don't see it ever again. So
Yeah.
if he can, in my opinion, if he plays just as good or better next year, then I say that's when you can start making that statement.
Yeah.
I try not to ever make that statement about a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
I think it's easier in other positions. If you've got a rookie, what's the tight end's name?
Oh, Brock Bauer, baby.
He can't-
I think Brock Bauer's ceiling has not been met yet. I think this kid is, I think he's going to be the next Hall of Fame tight end, period.
I think it's going to be easier for him than it will be for Bo Nix.
Yeah, I think he's a generational player at his position. That is my personal opinion. I said that in the draft, the fantasy draft. I think Brock Bowers is a dog. What do you think, Jake?
I mean, yeah, absolutely. That's a no-brainer. The issue with Bo Nix is he's also with Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams.
That is very true. And Jaden, let's get real, man. Jaden Daniels is a baller.
They beat my
good.
Buccaneers, man.
Yeah.
I was pretty.
Yeah.
I was
They
pretty,
did
I was
end up
pretty-
pulling it out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They doinked in a game-winning walk-off
Yeah.
field goal.
Speaking of which, let's do this then. Let's look at the wild card round so far. The Chargers got dogged by the
Dogged.
Texans. I did not see that coming. I
That
don't
is
know
not
about
good.
y'all.
That is not good for Justin Herbert.
Herbert, 4 picks, man. I did not see that coming, just to be honest. I thought Harbaugh would have those boys ready to play. And, man, I'm shocked by the score. I thought it would be a little closer than that.
And Houston, man.
32-12. I mean,
Houston, though.
But there you go again, though. Stroud's a winner. The kid's a winner. The kid's a winner. Ravens and Steelers, 28-14. Derrick Henry does what Derrick Henry does.
Lightning
We're going
McQueen.
to talk about that here in a minute on another thing. Bills absolutely dominated the Broncos 31-7. Josh Allen proved who Josh Allen is.
Yep.
I heard a lot of MVP chants. Joe, you're going to like this. The Eagles 22-10 over the Pack.
E-A-G-L-E-S.
And the Commanders, they sneak one in 23-20 over the Bucks. And we've got the Vikes and the Rams playing tonight. What y'all's projection on that game?
I've got the Vikings.
I mean, I wish it wasn't the matchup because I love Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, I'm going Vikings
I like
as well.
Matthew Stafford,
I
but
love Matthew Stafford. But unfortunately, Cooper Kupp's on that team, so
Yeah.
Vikings all the way.
Me too, man. Vikings, I'm going
Cooper
Vikings.
Kupp is
I
dead to me.
Crumb bum. I forgot that. My
Yes.
bad. Divisional round, we've already got that set up. The Texans and Chiefs. I'm going Chiefs there. I think
Yeah.
they're going to win that. Commanders and Lions. I think that's going to be a gritty game, but I think the Lions just have too much firepower for them. I think with that running game that the Lions has, it's just going to be I think they're going to grind them out.
I thought we played the Lions.
No, divisional round Saturday, January 18th at 7 p.m. Commanders and Lions. Is that not right?
No, you're right.
Okay. Just making sure. I want to make sure.
My
Hey,
bad.
you know the web be lying to you sometimes.
The only reason why it looks weird is because LA hasn't played yet, but I don't know what's going on with this.
Oh, so we play the winner of that game.
Yeah.
So I think
Who is we being?
So in other words, the
Who's
Eagles.
we?
The Eagles.
Oh, that's where you throw me off, Joe. I'm a Titan. We ain't played nobody in the playoffs in a while.
Yeah, y'all ain't getting there. That's
Yeah.
right.
So again, let's go. Let's ask this question: Who do you think will be in the Super Bowl?
I mean,
I mean, he has to go Eagles.
He has to.
and I know that's biased because that's my thing, but you got the Green Bay's not a bad team.
No.
They made it to the playoffs in my opinion, a pretty good division this year.
Yeah.
After losing what was their starting quarterback for a big portion of the first of the season.
Yeah.
And I think the defense played outstanding. And then if that offense can click at any point, it's just that much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the Eagles are loaded. I mean, they got a lot.
What I don't want to see, though, is Eagles Chiefs. I do not want to see that.
No, I mean,
I'm not interested. The only reason that I would be interested in that is because he's an Eagles fan.
I'm going.
I appreciate
I'm
that.
going.
I'm being for real.
Yeah, I
that's the
like
only
that,
reason
man.
I'd be
Brotherly
like, oh,
love. Did y'all see
go-
that this morning?
Well, no. Well, when we watched the Patriots Eagles
2017.
Super Bowl, yeah, and I was going for the Patriots because I'm a Patriot fan, low key, but I was happy for him.
Yeah. I'm going Lions, Bills. That's been my.
That's
two
what I
teams all
want to
year.
see. I want to
I
see
mean,
that. That is a fun Super Bowl.
It is, man. I love Josh Allen. I love the system there. I love Dan Campbell though. You cannot love
Yeah.
Big
That dude
Dan.
beating ostrich eggs.
Hey man, that dude is a freak though, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I just think that is the best game for a Super Bowl. That if you look at all the teams, it'll be dynamic. It'll be grinding it out for sure.
If the Eagles do end up losing, I want it to be to the Lions, and
Yeah.
then I want the Lions to win it against the Bills. That'd be an amazing game.
Yeah, staying on the NFL talk, I mentioned Derrick Henry. I'm just going to be honest with you, man. Hey, dog, and here's what I got to say.
Bruh.
Are you prepared for the Derrick Henry pimp slap? Because I'm going to be honest with you, Minka Fitzpatrick was not.
Payson is.
No.
Hey, dude. I mean, he put him basically on another billboard. I mean, Derrick
did.
Henry has made a
And
living.
They're buddies, ain't they?
Didn't
They are buddies. He told me,
they're
he's like, I
buddies,
love
yeah.
Fitz. He said, I love Fitz. He said, but on the field, it's all business, dog.
Yeah.
Didn't Humphrey have a really nasty stiff arm too?
Yeah, man.
Dude, his stiff arm was nasty.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. Derrick Henry's kind of like Michael Jordan was. You know, Michael Jordan made a living dunking on folks, putting them on billboards, on
Oh, yeah.
posters. And Derrick Henry
Stiff arm.
not only is, in my opinion, a generational running back as well.
Well, yeah.
I think that this dude does it right, though. If you've read his story, I don't know if you have or not, talks about how his grandmother raised him. Hey, man, how he puts God first in everything that he does, works hard. And you think about it, you've never heard one off-the-field thing bad about Derrick Henry. He's just a good dude. The Titans messed up when they let that dude go because, man, I think not only is he good on the field, he's good off the field, but I'm happy for Derrick because he's going to get a chance to win a Super Bowl with the Ravens. And I'll be honest with you, I think whoever wins that Ravens-Bills game, that's who's going to the Super Bowl.
I agree.
I mean, I just think that's
That's a big game.
it's a big game, man. There's a lot of dynamics there if you
Yeah,
think
there
about
is.
it. Yeah. So, anyways, man, we're going to end the sports section. Going to take a break just here for a second. We're going to announce one of our sponsors. We'd like to give him a shout out. Randy Hulls of Hulls Welding. His address is 640 Riverview Estates. Phone number is 615-394-7387. If you don't know Randy, here's what you need to know. From TIG to MIG and everything in between, Hulls Welding can weld anything they've ever seen. Randy is the man. He's a good Christian man, first off. He's got a good business. Man, he does great work. If you need any mobile welding done or anything fabricated, give him a shout. He's got a state-of-the-art, brand-new shop. He's ready to weld for you, baby.
Yeah,
Randy, we love you, man.
His daughter's very pretty too.
Yeah, Jake's married to her. Randy, we appreciate the sponsorship, brother, more than you know. Thank you so much. All right. Speaking of being prepared, we asked, would you prepare for the Derrick Henry pimp slap? He was not. Speaking of being prepared, though, sometimes we over-prepare for things. I'm very disappointed about the Snowmageddon on Friday that we got. It was a pretty snow. Hey, if you looked at the pine trees and the cedar trees, man, it was beautiful. Could have been a great picture. Absolutely sucked for sledding. No, there was no sledding involved there. Man, Jake said it's good snowballs though, right?
Yeah, good snowballs. And actually, we found a hill that was really good for sledding.
Which one, Joe?
Really?
Where'd y'all go?
It was in a neighborhood, so we have like a little inn with a family that lives there. So
Nice.
Okay. So, you talk about over preparing. What are some of the things that we've seen in our lifetime that people over prepared for? For me, it was Y2K.
Yeah, I knew you were gonna say that. Yeah.
That was one of the biggest
2000.
things ever, man. I got some stats here. The government and businesses spent billions of dollars on Y2K readiness, including rewriting, testing, and safeguarding critical infrastructure. Do you know what the average battery sales a year is in America?
No.
$3 billion. Now, today,
Batteries.
in 2024, batteries.
Wow.
Okay.
What was it then?
They think because there's not strategic data at that time that it probably doubled that.
Wow.
So probably $6 billion in like 2000, which is,
That's insane.
man, it's like $12 billion
That's a
now
lot.
or something, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cost estimates. The U.S. Department of Commerce estimated that Y2K repair costs would be at least $100 billion and could go as high as $114 billion. Other analysts estimated the worldwide cost between $300 billion and $858 billion. That's what folks spent to be prepared for something that never happened.
Gosh.
Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, even COVID.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, COVID had nothing to do. You didn't need toilet paper, right? I mean, you did. But
Yeah.
It wasn't like you.
You dirty.
No, what I'm saying is like not for COVID, right? As a matter of fact, As a matter of fact, I'll never forget COVID. I was thinking this is just a whatever, and then all of a sudden we started running out of
Yeah.
toilet paper. And
Yeah.
I'm thinking, oh, we need toilet paper.
Yeah.
Didn't think nothing of it. Went to the store, could not. We had to go to 4 or 5 different stores to find,
Yep.
and we actually needed it. But I'm talking about the people that bought all kinds of toilet
Yeah.
paper, kind of like they did in the snow.
I got no lie to tell. I had to use coffee filters one day, man. I had to do whatever. I wasn't wiping with my hand,
Damn,
bro.
dog.
You know what I'm saying?
You know that tour.
Yeah.
Oh, that hurt.
You know that tour.
Hey, it hurt, but man, it wasn't good on my hem.
A serious question,
Yeah.
Brandon. Not your
Yeah.
coffee kind,
Thanks.
what is the whole thing with milk, stocking up on milk and bread? Like the two main
I
things.
absolutely have no
You
idea,
making
man.
a milk sandwich?
Dude, I mean, here's the thing.
Chocolate
like,
milk.
Like, Melanie went to the store. She's like, Kenny, you're not going to believe it. There's no bread. There's no milk. That is the first thing people buy. I'm thinking, okay, do we live on bread, scrambled eggs, and milk?
Yeah.
I have no clue, man. I mean, I drink a half a glass of milk a day, but I mean, I don't need that
I'm
much.
trying to go to the aisle and get those freezer meals.
I heard that, man.
Stock up on them.
One other thing, when I was doing this research, I found interesting because this is where Jake's family's from. Y2K Survival Kit. A Massachusetts company sold a Y2K survival kit for $89 that included a compass, flashlight, and a abacus. Now, do you know what an abacus is?
Never heard of it.
Nope.
That is the old school counting system that had like the beads on it where you pushed like the beads 1, 2. I guess you had to keep up with the days in case like everything just quit.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Is that what you used in school?
Absolutely, man. That and my fingers. You know what I'm saying? So let me ask you guys a question. If you were going to have a bug out bag, because
Oh,
that's what
snap.
people were talking about, a bug out bag.
Katana for sure.
What would you have in your? What would be in your bug out bag?
Like end of the
But you
world?
couldn't have a
bug out
gun. You couldn't have a
Oh,
gun.
well, I've got
That's-
one.
That's
You
number
could
one
not
answer.
have a gun.
A Siberian sword.
How big is that?
Big enough. It's the
He's
ones.
dumb. He's dumb.
It's the one that curves. You know what I'm saying? You get 2 of them.
Oh,
you start
okay.
slicing folks.
Like Aladdin?
Like Aladdin.
Okay, yeah, okay.
It's maybe not Siberian, but some Saudi Arabian stuff.
I got you. I
We're
got
talking
you.
about like end of the world bug out bag?
End of the world bug out bag. What are you having in
crossbow.
there, man?
In the bag, dude. In the bag.
In the bag.
Some bread.
I'm all right. First thing that comes to mind is I'm definitely gonna have some kind of like have you ever seen the reusable matches?
Yeah.
Yeah, something start to fire for sure.
Yeah.
So I'll hang out with you while I eat the bread.
Yeah.
We'll make toast.
He's an idiot, dude.
I was actually trying to look at the science behind that, and the science is people are illogical.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, no, bug out bag. I'm probably gonna bring.
I mean,
we looking at like that's the rest of our life, or just like man,
Like,
there's a moment.
What are the main things you would if you had
Taking
if
out
you
a
had
gun is like the main
if you
thing,
had
though.
3 minutes. You had to grab what you could
else.
Whatever you have. You had at your disposal.
Okay,
anything.
a flint,
Matches. Or
and then
a knife.
and then a good sharp knife.
Yep.
Some
compass.
rope.
Okay.
Yeah, a little bit of rope, compass.
I'm not moving too much, so probably a compass don't really matter. Because I'm gonna find my place and stay. What am I supposed?
That's true, man. I mean, you don't want to run into trouble.
And not only that, but there's like highways you can just kind of follow along.
Okay.
good point.
Anything else? Anything else?
Are we missing something important?
You're missing something very important.
I know
Probably
what he-
some honey.
I know what he's about to say. Man, I'm putting a Bible in there. Look.
No, I'm not gonna
Okay.
be spiritual on you, Joe.
that- my heart.
It's the end of the world. I'm about to kill somebody.
I thought he was trying to get all spiritual on it.
Life straw.
Live straw.
Gotta have a live straw, man.
Yeah, I'm packing my Berkey.
Yeah.
Here's the thing that I don't understand. You're going to be able to find water. As many daggum stores and like Costco, you walk in there, there's going to be water.
You think I was gonna be like Walking Dead,
but
though,
you
where
could-
you just run
but
into?
you couldn't find milk.
That's true, Joe.
You go-
couldn't
the
find
milk
milk.
And that was
spoil.
snow.
The milk going to spoil. You couldn't find it in
Yeah.
the store. I'm saying
All I'm
at
saying
the end of the
is-
world, I'm in people's houses.
Well, so
I'm scavenging.
So this right here, so this right here is fake, right? The whole like, what would you take? I'm taking a gun and I'm shooting a fool over some bottled water.
Oh, absolutely. I'm doing whatever I gotta do to take care of my
Legit,
family.
for real. I mean,
Yeah.
hopefully not.
Yeah.
But like,
Hopefully
if it's between my family getting water and his family getting water,
I make sure my family gets water.
he gonna have to kill me, dog.
Absolutely. Last thing that people prepare for that never happened. 2012. Mayan calendar.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody's like, hey, man.
Now I
you
was
know-
old enough to remember that vividly.
Well, and people were.
Watch the movie,
They had a
Remember
show.
Y2K?
huh?
You're older than me. I remember Y2K.
I remember it, but like I wasn't scared or like concerned.
My stepbrother.
I was 5.
My stepbrother cried.
I was 5. You were like 2.
We was way older than that. We was in
2000?
We was in middle school.
Y2K's in 2000.
Yeah, 2000.
We was in
Is when 1999 hit 2000. Y2K.
I was 5.
maybe I'm thinking 2012.
You're thinking
You're thinking
2012, yeah.
man. Hey,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
They were talking about the mines, and I'm not sure the whole situation there, but I know there was a lot of doomsday prepper. They was doing a show. One dude
yeah.
from Tucker's Crossroad was actually on there, how he was prepping with all these underground, tunnels or hiding stuff underground. People were loading up on ammo and guns, kind of like 2020. But, man, how to grow the crops, how to process, how to butcher. And all it is, the Mayan calendar's long count cycle ended on December 21st, 2012, marking the completion of the 13th Bactan, a period of almost 400 years. However, the Mayan perspective on this date was more grounded than the doomsday theories that gained popularity in the media. Once again, the media took something wrong with it. I don't know what we was looking for.
always happens.
I guess, these Mayan statues were faced a certain way, and some Mayan god was going to split the air, I guess, and come back and, I don't know, destroy everything. They must not have never read their Bible, because that ain't how it's going,
So you're telling me the Mayan calendar started 400 years before that?
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're sitting here saying, even if you're a young Earth believer like myself, you're sitting 6,000 years.
Yeah.
So you're saying that everything's contingent on a 400-year calendar
That's what
in
I'm
a
saying.
6,000-year-old Earth. That's
Makes
so dumb.
absolutely no sense, but it just goes to show you what we will prepare for that does not matter, and we won't prepare for the things that do.
Yeah, well, and it's even to put it in another perspective, we prepare for the things that we don't even know is going to happen.
Yeah.
So like this snow, right?
Yeah.
We sit here, we're excited with Snowmageddon. We're canceling school. We're packing in. We're getting the milk. We're getting the bread. We're getting the eggs. All the things just for the 8 inches that could possibly come down with snow. And then all of a sudden, it doesn't happen.
That's right.
So all that craziness that you had, all that preparation, all that emotional effort, because some people probably were really worried. Like they did a study, and there's like an actual psychological thing that happens to where you become with weather. You don't care about getting struck by lightning, but you care about not being able to make food with bread.
Yeah.
And so like it's an actual thing that happens in your brain. So we prepare for the things that we don't know is going to happen, and then we neglect what we do know is going to happen.
Yeah.
Right? But that's been a thing for a long time. And Jesus actually really taught and prophesied on that in Matthew 24. Is that where you want to go?
Yeah, go with it, Jake.
All right. So Matthew 24, there's 3 questions that Jesus is answering in regards to some questions that his disciples asked. And so in verse 3, it says this: as he was sitting on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came to him privately saying, tell us when will these things happen? Talking about the destruction of the temple that happened in AD 70. We already know that. We're on this side of history with that. So we know that answer. And what will the sign of your coming be, right? And how about the signs of the end of the age? So in other words, when are you going to return? And then when is the end going to happen?
Yeah.
Some pretty big questions, in my
Yes.
opinion. I mean,
Yes.
really, that was 2012. That was
Yeah.
2000.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of people might have thought that was 2020, right?
Yeah.
It's the end of the world. It's
Yeah.
here it is, right? So in reality, he gives some answers here, and he gives a parable. I'm going to break this down kind of quickly. But in verse 32 through 35, he talks about, hey, listen, the way you know summer's coming is when the fig leaves start to tenderize, right? And so there was ways that that they knew. So a parable is a earthly story with a heavenly meaning.
Yeah.
So he told them, just like there's signs of seasons here, right? For example, anyone have any Bradley pears?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I can't stand those trees.
Nah,
I got two of them. I got 3 of them in my yard.
Yeah.
And so I know for a fact what season we're in.
Yeah.
Because I start smelling and seeing the
Yeah.
Bradley pears,
Yes,
right?
sir.
So that's what he was teaching, really, there. And so he says, look, hey, there's gonna be signs.
Yeah.
And so what are these signs? Well, we talk about it. He talks about it in the beginning, right? Let's see real quick right here. You will see hearing of wars and rumors of wars. See that you are not frightened, for those things must take place. But that is not yet the end. For the nation will rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. And in various places there will be famines and earthquakes. But all these things are merely the beginning of birth pangs, right? So in other words, what, in my opinion,
Yes.
okay, what we're experiencing now are just the beginning
100%.
of birth pains. Like
Yes, sir.
we're it's not that we're in the end times.
That's right.
But we are in the beginning. So the fires in LA.
Yes.
Right?
The floods.
The flood in
Yes.
East Tennessee and North Carolina.
Yeah.
So and then we're so egocentric.
Yeah.
There's earthquakes going on across the sea in these foreign countries
Yes.
every week.
Disasters. all the time.
Disaster.
Yes.
Right? Tsunamis, like
Yeah.
crazy things. So anyway, so he's talking about that's just the beginning. Then they will deliver you to tribulation and will kill you and you'll be hated by all nations because of my name. And at that time, many will fall away and will betray one another and hate one another. Many false prophets will rise. So it talks about a lot of things happening. Now, granted, in my opinion, we're so egocentric in our minds because a lot of these things are happening overseas. Like people are dying for their faith.
Yeah.
We think that we can do whatever we want in the United States.
Sure.
So we got to understand that things are happening whether we know it or not. But the reason why I wanted to look at this is because, it says right here in verse 36, it says, but of the day and hour no one knows, not even the angels of heaven, nor the Son, but the Father alone. For the coming of the Son of Man will be just like the days of Noah. For as in those days before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until that day Noah entered the ark. Right? And they did not understand until the flood came and took them all away. So in other words, let's think about this for a second. 120 years.
Yeah.
God gave the earth. Hey, you got 120 years.
Yeah.
And just knowing, 2 Peter calls Noah a preacher of righteousness.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, that he was a herald, he was a proclaimer. So while he's building the ark, he's saying, hey guys, turn to God, turn from your wicked ways and turn to the Lord.
Yeah.
Prepare. The flood is coming.
coming.
There is no ifs, ands, buts. This is not a meteorologist getting it wrong.
Yeah.
This is not what the Mayans did. Who cares? This is not a Y2K situation where we're just talking about computers. We're talking about God said in 120 years, the flood is going to come. I'm going to destroy everything off this face of the earth.
Yeah.
Right? So then 120 years comes. Throughout that entire time, they're just chilling. They're marrying. They're giving in the marriage. They're drinking, making merry. They're partying. Life is going on.
Sounds familiar.
Sounds very familiar.
Yeah.
Think about it. I'm not saying don't get married, but just as a culture, right? We're a lot of people are living life as if God does not exist.
I agree with that. Yeah.
And that's what they were doing.
Yeah.
They're hearing the warnings. They're seeing the ark getting built.
Yeah.
Right? So they're seeing the sign of, okay, well, no one builds a boat unless there's going to be water.
Yeah.
Right?
They thought Noah was crazy.
You're crazy.
Yeah.
So when people hear the gospel and hear the turn to God and turn from your sin situation, they're thinking, man, whatever, I got time.
Yeah.
Right? Well, let's see what happens. Well, we know what happened with the ark.
Yeah. The
They all
door got
died.
closed up,
Yeah.
baby.
So they weren't ready, right? And then there will be 2 men in the field, and one will be taken and one will be left. 2 women will be grinding at the mill. One will be taken and one will be left. So in other words, when you look at that and you compare it, a lot of people try to say this is the rapture. It's not the rapture. It's the second coming of Jesus.
Yeah.
So in other words, and we can talk about timeline. I believe the rapture takes place before this, and I can change my
On the way up.
On the way up,
Yeah.
yeah. So, but anyway, who's taken? Well, they're taken to judgment.
Yeah.
The people behind are going to be reigning with Christ.
Yeah.
They're taking the judgment. So in other words, if you look at and you got to look at the ark, because it can't be the rapture, because the people that were left behind on earth was Noah and his family.
Yeah.
But the others were taken in judgment.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? They were killed. So then it says right here, therefore be on alert. In other words,
Be awake.
be ready.
Be ready.
Be vigilant.
Yes.
Right? So and you can read all that. That's in Matthew 24. So what does it look like to be ready? Well, be born again,
Yes.
right? Have Jesus as master of your life.
That's right.
Don't give in to the world system. I'm one of those that, we talk about end times and this and that, and everyone's like, oh, we're going to get nuked. I can't, you know this. I cannot stand that conversation. I'm not saying that we neglect,
Yeah.
right? But we got work to do in preparation now. And not only that, part of preparing is warning others.
That's right.
Yep.
Yeah.
So how can you prepare? I cannot stand. Here's what I cannot stand. And I got a buddy that is what he does. So, I'm in a little bit to crypto, just a little bit, right? If I lose it all, it's not a big deal. But man, my buddy, okay, I'm not going to say his name, brother-in-law, Isaiah Williams. But anyway, so he found a crypto, a currency, little coin. He's like, man, that's a good little deal, right? Didn't say nothing. Now, when I found my crypto, man, I'm telling everybody,
Oh, yeah.
buy some, right? Buy some. You're going to make money. This dude right here, no. So like
he hit it.
8 months later, I'm like, hey, how's your your crypto situation? He's like, man, I made a lot of money. I said, I'm losing money. I don't know how you're making money. He said, oh, I invested in another one. I said, what you mean, dog? He's like, yeah, I didn't want to tell nobody because it was a risk. I was like, how much you making? And I was like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is this.
He didn't even tell his brother-in-law.
Didn't even tell my brother. No.
I've known the kid since I was like 10.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Didn't tell nobody. But Isaiah
Isaiah.
like that. He's like that, though.
Isaiah, hold on a minute. You came in my office, asked me some questions about entrepreneurship, and you didn't share this info with me because, we could have made some money together. I might have invested.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that right there, okay, is an example of, now, very silly illustration, but how do we know? We know what is coming.
Yeah.
Jesus is going to return.
Amen.
Okay? We know what is coming before that, the Great Tribulation.
Yes.
We know this is going to get bad, right? And so instead of just kind of living our life and doing our thing and us being ready, part of preparation, God's word tells us, is to go out
That's right.
and to invite people to Jesus so they can be prepared as well.
That's right.
So that's what
Amen.
we're doing today.
Yeah, man.
If you're not prepared, listen, it's more important than milk and eggs and bread. It's more important than whatever your computer was going to do in 2000. It's more important than going and getting toilet paper for a sickness. We're talking about eternity.
That's right.
Eternity. Because once it's done, just like the days of Noah, once it started raining, it was over.
It was over.
There was no light. Once that door closed in the ark, it was
Amen.
judgment, period.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Hey,
be prepared.
you don't have to be like the world to change the world.
That's right.
Take somebody different.
Yep.
You know what I'm
Amen.
saying? JoJo, you got anything?
Jesus.
Amen. You got anything, JoJo?
Follow God.
Father God, that's it, man. Y'all know what time it is.
It is.
We appreciate y'all joining in this morning. We're out of here like Noah on the ark. Ha! We gone.